Hello again everyone and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays. We are back in the Amazon and we are, well, kind of lost basically. So let's see, we are 4724 and if we're looking on the map, 4724, we are basically here at the moment. There should be a watercourse directly west from where we are, and generally if you find water, you find civilization. So I guess let's head off a little bit to the west and let us see what we can find. So there's the watercourse, brilliant. If we can, I was going to say head downstream of this, but downstream is down there. I don't think we can actually go there. So I think, well, let's actually head upstream a bit. Our notebook says that we should still find help and check the Lambda 2 location. We still can't do that because we need the grappling hook. Now, we've got lots of things to ask Mia, so I think let's start with this one here.
Hey, Mia. About this village I found?
Yes? What about it?
It's abandoned, but I found a few burned items that couldn't have belonged to the tribe. These came from outside the jungle, it looks like. Are you certain we haven't been here before?
The tribe fears our world, but they would never burn our things. They know we are not the enemy.
You don't think that there's someone else here, do you?
I don't know, but I don't like any of this. Just be careful if you see anyone.
Oh, almost walked straight into the wasp nest over here, the Brazilian wasp. We are going to probably need the honeycomb, so let's just get rid of that and wait for the wasps to bugger off. And we can pick up the arrow, pick up the honeycomb. That is going to be very useful for the making of bandages, which will help cure wounds without causing infections. Honey is an amazing thing, and we'll talk about it later on. But for now, we've got another South American rattlesnake over here. Now, notice the rattle at the tip of the tail there. So I always thought the rattle over there has got bits in there that actually rattle as the rattlesnake shakes their tail. However, that's actually not the case. It actually consists of a series of overlapping scales that very loosely fit together. And as the tail vibrates like that, I think it's a tremendous amount of shakes per second, and they can maintain that for I think up to 2 hours. The rattling of the scales over one another, that actually causes the characteristic rattle sound, which we've got over there. Man, if I ever hear that, oh, I would be terrified. Now, I'm used to seeing snakes. I mean, recently my wife and I actually saw a snake crossing our path, and we were thankfully saved by a bird that we were watching. But as we then started walking, I believe it was a Cape Cobra, which is one of the most venomous cobras we've got in South Africa. As we started moving, it actually just slithered across my path. I was walking in front. I always walk in front if I can help it, because you never know when you're going to find a snake. Best thing to do, and that's what I did here and in reality when we came across the Cape Cobra, is you stand still. You immediately stop moving and then very slowly back away. Now we've got some raffia nuts over there that we collected, and our path basically splits. So if we're looking on the map, this is where we are now. I think let's follow to the right hand side. I think let's head off in this direction. We've got a peccary over there as well, again the collared peccary. But in any case, the rattlesnake there making the rattling sound as a way of warning predators not to come closer. A rattlesnake, quite amazing and very toxic, very venomous bite that they've got. But there's actually another snake, the king snake if I'm not mistaken, that actually specializes in eating rattlesnakes. And the amazing thing is that the king snake doesn't have any venom whatsoever. Here we've got a tapir walking right up to us, and we've got a building over there. Now that is quite strange. We can hear the tapir behind us. Now this water here looks quite polluted. So let's have a look here.
Mia, I found something. Some buildings.
Buildings in the jungle.
Yep.
What kind of buildings?
I don't know yet. Give me a moment.
We should probably be careful as we walk up to this here. You never know what we are going to find. There's a beer bottle. Obviously this person over here was spending a lot of time drinking. Let's see what else we can see. Oh, the music gave me a fright. Okay.
Those buildings I mentioned look like they're abandoned. Drug factory, maybe?
Wait, what? A drug factory? Here? Are you sure there's no one in there?
Well, it does look like it was used recently.
Please be careful. Someone might return at any moment.
Don't worry, Mia. We are definitely going to be as careful as we possibly can be. Now, judging from the leaves that we've got over here and all the chemicals, and let's see, this here, yeah, that's a recipe of how to make cocaine. So I should probably just blur that out, but I probably won't. But yeah, basically a whole process, Erythrocylum coca, if I'm not mistaken, the species that is used to make cocaine. And here we've got a microwave. It's not working. Oh, there we go. Used to be able to open it. There we go. There's a whole note here as well. So they collected 20 bags in week 17. Then they had a whole bunch. They've got quite a bit there. And then suddenly it started going down with most of the crew being dead and no leaves. So it seems they were doing quite well. And then suddenly there was a massive drop in the amount of cocaine that they were making and the amount that were being produced. So suddenly... yeah, and outbreak again. So we'll have to find out what the outbreak is that they are referring to there. So the mystery deepens. Let's see, we've got an almanac over here which we can save. So it seems that this is the year 2018. Okay, we've got beds, mattresses that we can sleep in. Now we have to be careful. You never know what you're going to find around here. We've got a water collector. That is quite awesome. That's going to be very useful to have the blueprint of. And we've got a pot. Probably one of the most useful things to actually have in this game, because we can put it under the water collector and very quickly get water. We also have the wooden spoon here, which is a completely useless object in this game. You can't do anything with it whatsoever. So let's see.
They even have a microwave here.
In the middle of the jungle? What for?
I think they used it to dry out the drugs. It's one of the steps in manufacturing narcotics.
Right. Anything you can use?
What? I don't want to get high out in the middle of the jungle.
Jake, I meant tools and such.
Let's see, any tools?
No.
Too bad.
Only tool we found was that pot, although I don't think that counts as a tool unless you whack someone with it over the head. Then maybe it counts as a tool. Let's see, we've got water that we drank there. Now, it would be great if we could just shoot one of these macaws again, get some more of the wonderful feathers that we can make arrows with. So let's see. There are some macaws right over there. There we go, that's one down. And 2 macaws. Okay, if we can now just go and harvest those, that should give us quite a few feathers that we can make arrows with. Now, this is a safe spot for me, I think. Let's have a quick look around. Don't see any danger, so let's have a quick look here. Now, today, actually, there was a little patch that dropped that now enables a person to make more than one thing at a time. So let's craft 9 arrows. So this obviously now takes a bit of time, but it means you don't have to drag everything over every time onto the crafting table. Oh, we're dropping our arrows because we've run out of space. That's fine. So we're making quite a few arrows. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's have a look. We have quite a few arrows. We've got 15 arrows. This should last us quite a bit. Let's have a look, see what else we can tell.
You don't think that the tribe attacked them, do you? It could be why this place is empty.
The Yabahuaca are not violent. If it was them, they must have been provoked.
This place almost looks untouched. I mean, if they were at war, wouldn't they have burned it down?
They would have never started a fire in the jungle. They consider it sacred.
Right. Okay, over and out.
I wonder what these cages were for, though. They're obviously... Well, it seems to be for people because there are plates over there. It's quite possible that this was slave labor. That's what I'm guessing over here. Let's see.
Even found some cages. Yep. Someone was being held here.
Any idea who it was?
A tribesman. I found some amulets here.
Why would they lock up a tribesman?
A war over territory, maybe? There's a village nearby. Maybe there's a conflict. I don't think they got along well.
It's possible.
Okay, so it seems that there are some issues between the cartel. I almost thought I heard a spider over here. Between the cartel and the tribesmen, or tribespeople. So, yeah, obviously they were, well, it seems they were locked up. Now this is definitely a plantation of sort, and this would be Erythroxylum coca, the cocaine plant. And we've got a nice killer trap over here, which we now have the blueprint for. And if we set it like this, and an animal walks across there, that should then trigger the trap and to actually peg the animal and kill it for us. So we should then get a nice bit of meat if we were to return here. Now, looking at where we were on the map, this seems to be the spot that we were. Now, it seems that's pretty much all we can find over here. I think we should probably head a little bit. I think let's head to the west still and find the big, well, I'm going to call it the coastline, but it is probably a big freshwater river. So let's head to the west and then we'll see what we find there. So in terms of navigation, of course, we know that we want to head west, and if we don't want to constantly check our watch, we can select something that is in a westerly direction, for example, that tree over there, and we just walk towards that tree. When we then get to that tree, we again select something that is west, and then we just head towards that landmark, and that's going to be a good way of navigating. So we're going to just head in this direction. Oh, we've got some nice blue indigo leptonias again. Going to be a nice source of energy for us. So let's eat as we carry on. Always keeping our eyes open, eyes peeled. We never know what we're going to find. Now we reached the big tree that was our marker for west. So our next marker is going to be that tall tree over there. And we just head in that direction. And that should then lead us west. Oh, look at this. Oh, I love these fruit. So this here is one of the ananas, which is a soursop, I believe it is called in this game. I know it as custard apple because it's got an apple-like appearance and tastes very much like custard. It's an amazing, amazing fruit. And here we've got another armadillo, and another species of armadillo walking past here as well. Hello. This species cannot roll up into a ball, so instead it runs away whenever it feels threatened, and that obviously the armor on the top is a good protective barrier against predators. In any case, the soursop or the custard apple, really an amazing plant. I'm trying to grow some for my food forest garden that we've got growing or starting to establish in our garden, in our yard, and hopefully these seeds are going to germinate and then we can have some of the custard apples in our food forest and constantly eat those. Hello, another armadillo. Now if we see armadillos like this, it's quite possible that there is an ant's nest around here as well. we're actually heading north again. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a mountain, so I think we should be around here. Let's have a quick look. For 53, 27, 53, 27, indeed, we are here. We need to head a little bit more north, and then we can head west. There's another green iguana running through the trees. We should probably head along the rock face here, always keeping an eye out for any danger that we may come across, like a spider that's walking around there somewhere. Where are you? I heard a spider. Huh. Not sure where it is. Okay, let's just try to stay away from the spiders. Carrying on, it seems we are heading into a lower lying area here, and that will be the river. So it's quite probable that this is in fact the Amazon River, which would make sense. We are... NANI? Oh, hello. Oh, okay. I didn't even hear you approaching, you Mr. Black Caiman. Now, Black Caiman would be I believe the largest crocodilian in South America. Not very fast on land. Hello. But deadly in the water. That's one headshot, and the second headshot kills it. Oh, okay. So, thankfully I saw it walking through the undergrowth there. This thing would chase us, and unfortunately it's got a weird glitch that whenever you kill a black caiman, it suddenly gets a giraffe-like neck. In any case, we're going to come back for you in a moment. Going to come and slaughter you in a moment, or harvest you in a moment. If we carry along here, though, just a little bit upstream from where we have just gotten, if we just go across these rocks, is something I want to show you. It's a little Easter egg. Each is a ball.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
What's your name? Oh, we're shy, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Look at him.
Okay. I'll call you...
I will call you William.
William.
So this is, of course, a reference to the Castaway movie with Tom Hanks, where there was a ball called Wilson. Now, this here then is William. Now, we can carry William everywhere we go. However, that is going to be very difficult. I'm just going to put him down over here on the rocks. William, we can probably come back for you later. For now, though, we have a little adventure to go on. We want to go... I think it's downstream. Yes, we want to head downstream. Now, let's have a quick look at our food situation. We've got honeycomb, we've got lots of rattlesnake meat, and we've got the unknown fruit. That is Monstera Deliciosa, the delicious monster. I think let's eat some of these here as well, and let's harvest one of the fruits so that we can get the seeds of the custard apple, and we can then actually grow that as well. So there are the seeds. We can grow that if we want to. Weight-wise, we can't really carry a lot more. However, if the caiman is still up here, I would like to slaughter it. You know what? We're probably going to leave it. We killed it in self-defense. It was coming after us. So we are still just going to carry on a little bit downstream. See what we still find. Now here we've got a whole bunch of macaws flying around. It is now late in the afternoon, almost evening. Lots of rain setting out. So let's set out our pot over here. So while we're waiting for the pot to fill up, we are at 10 of 30 10 of 30 water that can be caught up in the pot. The macaws over here probably flying around, getting ready to go to their roosting sites, and they would very often visit these clay banks that we've got over here, because during their normal feeding time, or when they are feeding, they're eating a lot of leaves and plant matter that's actually quite toxic, rich in alkaloids, which are compounds produced by plants to defend themselves against herbivores. Then you get these macaws going, you know what, screw you, I'm going to eat you in any case. But they then, of course, have some toxins building up in their bodies, and that's not very nice. So what they would do then is they would actually come to these sites over here, and you can kind of see little scrape marks as well in there, and they would eat the clay. And in doing so, the clay then binds to the alkaloids, neutralizing them and enabling the macaws to just carry on as usual, carry on without any problems, without suffering any side effects of eating poisonous plants or eating poisonous plant matter. We see another rattlesnake. We're just going to avoid Mr. Schnecky over there and carry on a little bit downstream. Of course, where you find water, you find civilization, because obviously it's a source of water. Thought I heard something. Thankfully not yet. But obviously, source of water, source of food with fish and all kinds of things which you can then, of course, get or catch. And, of course, source of travel, or making easier to travel along the river if you've got a boat than to trek through the dense jungle. So, very, very good place to look for civilization and to possibly find help. So we're just going to carry on. Oh, Mr. Tortoise! Hello, Jeffrey. Goodbye, Jeffrey. Sorry, little Jeffrey. Unfortunately, we have to harvest this little tortoise here as well. Extremely useful, the shell, very much like the pot that we also have. We can use it to catch water. We're just going to harvest this arowana that we caught very much earlier. And if we just sort this, we should be able to pick up the tortoise shell. So there we go. We now have a tortoise shell and a pot to put out when it rains, so that we can get a lot of water at the same time. We are also now dirty, so let's just keep a lookout, make sure that there's nothing dangerous as we wash ourselves. We don't want a sneaky caiman popping out of the water, grabbing us as we just want to clean ourselves. So there's the big river continues flowing along there. We can't actually swim across there, and you don't want to either. There may be piranhas and all kinds of things in the water. So we're going to walk upstream here and see what we can find along here. It's quite a nice open area. There's another building popping into existence over there. So that's probably going to be a good place to go. Oh, raffia nuts, palm nuts just fell out of the tree as well. Let's just see. Do we see any signs of civilization whatsoever? Apart from the buildings, of course. Do we see any humans in the area? See a blue poison dart frog hopping around. However, can't seem to see anyone over here. We've got here a water filter. Okay, that's brilliant. And another little safe spot and a place to sleep. A nice walkway over here. Brilliant. 4-pronged spear. Okay. 4-pronged spear useful for fishing. However, not useful for anything else. So we're just going to leave it there. Very weak as an attack. And there we can actually see piranhas swimming in the water. Okay. Let's just quickly let Mia know what is going on.
Hey, Mia. Found a dock, but it looks abandoned.
Well, I'm glad it looks
Are
abandoned.
you sure there's no one around?
Don't see anyone.
Yeah, and I think it belongs to the cartel. They probably use this to ship all of their products from here.
Wherever there's a river, there must be settlements.
Exactly.
If I just knew where you were, we could leave right now.
Yeah, I know. I'll keep looking. Over and out.
Okay, so probably belongs to the cartel. Makes sense. Means there should be a road going from where we are at the moment here at the docks down to this area where the drug factory was. So we've basically traveled from the drug factory to the coast or to the side or edge of the river here, bank of the river, followed it up and then followed it again and ended up over here. So there's another armadillo cruising along over there. Okay. We also have a stick trap over here, which has a peacock bass in it. And this fish trap here would be another good source of food. We now have a lot of potential food that we can make. So fire would be a very important thing to also build. We're just going to make that right over here. Unfortunately, however, it is not under a roof, so we're going to need to build a roof over it as well. So I'll check back with you in a moment.
Eventually.
Okay, and we are back. We've got a nice fire going. We've got some arowana meat that is cooking on the fire over there on the rock that we've set out, and we are going to cook the tortoise meat in the tortoise shell. And there is an achievement for doing that, which is called Going Home, if I'm not mistaken. But we've already got that. But we've made some meat soup over here, which is going to top up our vitals quite nicely. We can also eat the arowana meat over there. You know what? I think we should probably make a bit of fish soup still. So the wonderful thing about the campfire, if we just have a tortoise shell or a coconut shell or a pot on there, and we fill it with dirty water, we can then make clean water. And if we then take any meat whatsoever, like the arowana meat over here, and we put it in there, that is going to make some kind of soup. So in this case, fish soup, which we can then drink later. We do not have to drink this immediately. But we are pretty much settled in over here now. We're going to next time carry on a little bit more. We have a large area still left to explore, and then of course the map still continues on to that side. We still need some kind of grappling hook to go to Lambda 2, and there are probably going to be other spots as well which we need the grappling hook for. So join me next time as we explore a bit more here in the Amazon rainforest in Green Hell, and we will carry on with our adventure next time. Until then, stay safe, and I will see you soon.